Hello! Welcome to OJ Studios. Please enjoy this week's chapter of what I did during spring break. Chapter 1, Looking for a Job. I am writing this just because Dr. Serengeti said writing everything down will help them understand the experiment's effects. I do not know about you, but I cannot see how me writing down my thoughts and feelings per day will help with anything. I guess they're paying big for this, so I cannot complain too much. So here you go, Dr. Serengeti. If you want to know in detail how it feels to be your test subject, have fun reading this. So, I will admit this, Luke Reed is officially now a broke college student. Yes, I know I am a cliché, and I know every student on this campus is in the same boat as I am, but here is the thing: last week, I lost my job. And yes, I know it was just a sucky part-time job at a small mom-and-pop gas station on the wrong end of town. Yes, I know that it was all my fault, and really, I couldn't blame Mrs. Wise for firing me. After all, I am the one who sold beer to my underage roommates right in front of a secret corporate shopper, effectively getting both Mrs. Wise and the entire store into some deep trouble. On the plus side, my two roommates Justin and Steven, had a hell of a night of drinking and playing Call of Duty. Look, being unemployed is fun and all, but I did have to pay bills while also studying for my classes. I needed to find a new job to help pay for my side of the rent and fast. Justin and Steven are excellent and all, but they would kick me out of the house in a heartbeat if I am late on rent. And that is why I am currently in the Northfield Community College Student Lounge. As I stand in front of the bulletin board staring at the help wanted ads trying to figure out if I would be better as a janitor for the college or flipping burgers better fit my skills. My options were not good, and I only had enough money left over from my student loans for half of my rent. Time was running out. I was about to leave in shame, and the few numbers I had written down from some homemade flyers to request babysitting and tutoring jobs when I saw it. The pamphlet was just a tiny, line note card. If you were not looking for it, you couldn't find it amongst the sea of brightly colored 8.5 by 11-inch flyers that demanded people's attention. I took the tack off that was holding the card up and held it in my hand as I read and reread the card over and over, thinking if I stopped reading it, the information on it would go away. This pamphlet was my ticket to staying in the house, and I had to get home to show my roommates. Dash! No way, Steven said, rolling his eyes as he grabbed the card out of my hand and looked at it. I was at the house, and my roommates and I were sitting around the living room when I brought up the weird little flyer I found earlier. This can't be real! Steven continued. I knew his skepticism on my way home. I kept thinking about the what ifs, you know, what if this is just a prank? What if this wasn't real? What if? In the end, I could only trust my gut and try this. Look, Justin said, standing behind Steven. He pointed at the card, and both started to laugh a little. What? I asked. Steven turned around the card and pointed to the top of the card. Dr. Antonio Serengeti, Professor of Robotics and Engineering, University of Northfield. I read out loud. So what? He's crazy, Justin said. I had a cousin who had a class with him last year, and she described him as a less funny Sheldon Cooper. Oh, I said, taking my hope down a bit. Still might be worth seeing, though. Okay, look, let me read this out loud, maybe this will make sense to us, Steven said. Dr. Antonio Serengeti is looking for volunteers as test subjects for a top-secret experiment. Applicants may apply at the engineering department at the University of Northfield. On March 13th, and 10 a.m. applicants need someone over the age of 18 years and older to drive them home. The test will finalize on the 20th, time to be determined. I wonder what he wants with test subjects, Justin said. It's during spring break, Steven said, looking at his phone's calendar. Most likely, it's to replace his students that refuse to stick around and be experimented on. That may be, but it's still worth it to check it out. I mean, the university is only on the other side of town, plus it says the pay is $1,000 if we complete the experiment. If one of you and I come along, we can have rent money paid for the rest of the school year plus enough left over. After an hour of debate, we agreed to at least check it out. I mean, it could not hurt to see what all the secrecy was. Right?